Hello everyone, my name is XSIV and today we're back on Hypixel Skyblock. So I have a series called Flipping to Ender Dragon, where we start with absolutely nothing and flip all the way to an Ender Dragon. And through this journey, I've learned quite a bit about flipping. We started off with just bizarre flipping, and then we eventually evolved into auction house flipping. And by far the most frequent comment I see on those videos is, how do you auction house flip? And I'm gonna be honest, it's not because I'm better, it's not because of skill issue, it's just because I use a very, very helpful site called CoffleNet. So here it is. Pretty much all this does is track average prices of items and alerts you when a new one is listed for below that price. What you do when you first go to the site is go to the left here, go to Item Flipper, and this is it. This is all I use. So this is what the Item Flipper menu looks like. All it does is whenever an item is listed below market value, it will tell you. So for example, this Molten Belt sold for 1 million coins, and the site values it at 3.3 million. So if you bought that, you would make 2.3 million profit. And all I do is just camp this menu. You can turn on auto scroll, it'll bring you to the most recent listings. And so pretty much all I do is just camp here until I see a flip that is typically, I would say, more than 500,000 and at least 10% margin. So for instance, this crappie chestplate would fit both of those. It's over 1 million profit and it's more than 10%. If you buy an item that has less than 10% of the margin, there's a chance that you might actually lose money or only break even due to auction house fees. So just to play it safe, I just use 10% as my requirement. Like for instance, this Necromancer sword is only 3% profit. It says you make 275,000, but after auction house fees, you're probably breaking even. If not, you could possibly lose money if you have to relist it. So let's say you wanted to buy this spicy livid dagger. You just click on the clipboard down here. It copies the auction house link. Then you go in game and paste it, and it shows you the auction. So someone already bought the item, but there you go. You would just buy it, and then you just relist it for the price that it's actually worth. And that is it. So we're currently at 200 million coins from this. I believe we started at 50 million when we decided to swap to auction house flipping, or it might have been even sooner than that. You really don't need a big purse to get started with this. You can start with the cheaper items and then work your way up. And pretty much all I do is log in every day, spend maybe 30 minutes filling up all the auction house slots, and then I'll go on to another profile or just play different games or go to bed, and then just wait overnight for items to sell. So here are some beginner tips so that you don't lose any money. When you're looking at pets, specifically avoid anything that is not a level 100 or a 1. So both of these would be fine to buy, but whenever you get those weird like level 70 or level 80 pets, it gets really awkward and it's really hard to price those because those are very inconsistent. So avoid anything that's not level 1 or 100. Another thing to look out for are attribute shards, because some of them can be manipulated really easily, especially those really weird attribute shards that no one really wants. It's really easy for someone to grab one, list it on the auction house, and then the website will think it's worth that much when it really isn't. And just in general, with any kind of crimson armor, with the attributes, just double check the attributes and make sure it's something people actually want. Typically like dominance, magic find, veteran, mana pool, stuff like that is really good. Another tip is that when you're listing an item, let's go here. Let's say I wanted to sell my glacial scythe, right? Normally the maximum you can do is 2 days, but if it's an expensive item, like in this case, let's say I try to sell it for like 70 mil, because it's going to be taxed so heavily, what you want to do is list it for more than 2 days by going to the custom duration. I just type in 700, and then it'll be listed for 2 weeks. The reason why you want to do this is because since the fee is so expensive, you don't want to have to relist it again and pay that fee a second time. It's much better to have an item stay on the auction house for a long time than have to relist it a second time. As you can see, the fee's only 50k, which compared to like in this case, if we listed it for 70 mil like we wanted to, the fee is going to be 1.4 million. The site also has some settings and filter rules you can set up to weed out all the bad flips. So in this case, I actually don't know how to really sort them. I just keep everything as the default. But I'm sure there is a way to list it so that you would only see million plus profits with 10% margins. I should really figure out how to do that so I can do that. Another thing to keep in mind when choosing an item is to see the volume of how many are being sold each day. Because there might be some items that do have insane margins, but no one's buying. So if you see an item that you have like never seen before and you have like never heard of it and it just looks crazy, I would recommend just avoiding it for now and playing it safe. But as you start flipping items, you'll slowly just kind of pick up what sells and what doesn't sell. Right now, this Crimson Chestplate, 14 million profit in a single flip. That's crazy. But yeah, this is all I did to make these 200 million coins. And that's actually going to wrap up this video pretty quickly. I know it wasn't a long one just because there's not really much to talk about. Just use the site, get free money. It's that simple. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did find this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel as it does help out a ton. Good luck to your flipping adventure and hope you make millions of coins like I did, and I'll catch you all in the next one.